4 months, and she recently joined Toastmasters in order to maintain and further enhance her speaking skills and also to network. Today, Atta'ya will be giving her third speech, which is the Get to the Point Toastmaster speech from the Competent Communicator Manual. And the title of her 5 to 7 minute speech today is Be Contagious. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Miss Atta'ya Brown.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. As Aaron said, I'm going to speak to you about being contagious. So when we immediately hear the word contagious, what do we think about? Snot and colds and flus and sickly things, right? We've all seen that child at school, and you're saying, why is that kid at school with green snot running down their nose or running around the park? Or our coworkers, we've all seen it. That coworker who comes to work, despite knowing they should be in the bed, and they're all this stuff all day, and all you're like is, please stay away from me, right? You're contagious. What don't you see about that? So, and with pink eye. Yes, in the last 2 weeks, someone was here with pink eye.
Whoa.
And what were they saying in the cubes next to us? That is so gross. She's contagious. She should go home. So what begins to happen is that little chitter chatter, right? Amongst the parents, like, I can't believe Becky's mom let her come. And amongst us coworkers saying, I can't believe A came to work like that. Now B is sick, C is sick, A came back, and now they're sick again. They're contagious. They need to stay away. And we might as well just call them sicky. Forget their name. They're just the sick person. Well, I don't know about you, but I would like to be known for being contagious for something other than being sick. I want to be known for my beautiful smile, possibly for my positive attitude, for giving out words of inspiration, for maybe how I cook. I make a really good macaroni and cheese, for my leadership, healthy attitude, being helpful. Maybe you need 50 cents for something later today. And just a great all-around attitude. The list could go on and on, right? And so I thought that I would take a brief moment to talk to you guys about being contagious. So being that it's also Black History Month, I also said, you know what, let's pull a little something in here. And I went into one of my favorite speeches, well, really a sermon by Dr. Martin Luther King that he gave, and it was called The Drum Major Instinct, and he gave this back in 1968. And here he was really encouraging people to seek greatness, and for what are you going to stand for in your life. He speaks about how it's that innate thing in us, right? Just how they say we all have this animalistic nature. Well, that innateness in us to want to be out front. Where does a drum major stand? Out front, right? To be out front, to lead, to be ahead of something. So I know there's somebody thinking, I don't really care about that. I don't care if no one ever, if I'm never recognized for this and that. But I would like to venture to say that if you did something good and someone else took credit for it, you wouldn't like it. And everyone wants to feel appreciated. That in itself is the drum major instinct. And so why did I choose this topic today? Well, last week I had to go to a funeral. And in the funeral, of course, I've been to several funerals, and some go by very fast, some are long. Normally the longer ones is because people are giving all of these reflections and saying all these things about the person, hopefully all good things, right? And I got to thinking, gosh, well, what is my funeral going to look like? What am I going to be remembered for? What are people going to say? Hopefully, smile, attitude, mac and cheese, and some other things, right? So I thought about it. So here's an example. Coworker A is walking down the aisle, and you notice, hey, you're looking good. Actually, I told you this a few weeks ago, and I said, you're looking good, you're losing weight. Says, yeah. Well, what am I going to do? All of a sudden they say, well, then how are you doing it? Well, I eat salads every day for lunch. I'm going to the gym. I changed XYZ in my lifestyle. Well, just in that moment, as Phil was able to be for me and maybe has for other people and others are, he was able to be inspirational and contagious via his sharing how he has now lost weight. Another example could be, I come up and I say, Kyle, you're smiling so much today. What's going on? He may say, well, I just got a raise, which is what I hope you'll tell me. But it could be something as simple as, you know what, I just heard one of my favorite songs, I read a good book, I had a good date last night, maybe just because I don't want to add to the negativity that's around me. Either way, he has an opportunity in that moment to be contagious. And for me to adopt that same thing and say, well, you know what, I don't want to add to it either, so I'm going to smile the rest of the day, right? So yet again, opportunity to be contagious. So in my own struggle right now, I've recently been struggling with my weight loss. Now I know that all of you think I weigh about 125 pounds, but I hate to break it to you, I weigh substantially more. I know why, and I have some things working against me that that prohibit me from losing weight the way that I used to be able to lose weight. So I've tried the cleanses. I have a neck injury, so I can't go out and hit the track like I used to. I'm a former track runner. I can't do it. So recently, I decided to try the Whole30 challenge. Has anybody heard of the Whole30 challenge? Okay. So I'm doing the Whole30 challenge. And basically it's no grains, no sugar, no dairy, no legumes, beans, alcohol, and a couple other things. Rather healthy portions of meat, seafood, eggs, veggies, and fruit. And I am proud to say that 19 days in, I am 9.5 pounds lighter. Woo! For me. About it was within the first 3 days, I could tell a difference. And guess what? I wanted to share it. I'm telling people, there's Atta'ya. What's going on? Man, I feel great. I feel so good. My stomach feels flatter. Here's what's happening. And in just those little conversations, you guys, 3 of my coworkers, 2 of my family members, and 2 friends have all joined the challenge with me. And they are feeling great as well. Yet again, my progress, my results, my happiness, my opportunity to be contagious. So I also have gotten a few of those statements like, you look like you've lost a few pounds. And I say, well, thank you. So I'm feeling good. So as I round this out, I want to leave you with this. King said it best when he said in this same sermon, if any of you are around the day that I meet my day, tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize, that I have 300 or 400 other awards, or where I went to school. If, like I would like someone to mention that Martin Luther King tried to serve others, love someone, answer the questions the right way, feed the hungry, so forth and so on, to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice and all the right things. If I can help somebody, cheer somebody, show somebody as I pass along, then my living will not be in vain and I will have succeeded at being contagious. I know that my weight loss journey is not in comparison to Martin Luther King. However, I hope that my being healthier, feeling healthier, and being happy will be contagious, and that you will take on the challenge to be contagious and not known for being snotty.